Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slippy and Thrifty Show. I am Thrifty,
Hello, I'm Slippy.
and we're going to be asking Slippy some questions today. We're going to kind of do I don't know, what do you call it?
The Q&A.
Open Q&A for Slippy. It's going to be kind of a relaxed episode. We have some questions prepared, but we'd like to hear from you guys before we get into those questions. So, any questions that you have for Slippy today, knife-related questions?
Yes, Mikey, knife related.
Feel free to post them. How's my volume, guys? You guys hear
Your
me
volume's
okay?
good.
I mean, your volume on your side is good, but I want to make sure it's live good on the live.
We have a Mimo has arrived. Hello, Mimo.
Oh, Mimo. I haven't seen you forever, Michael. Good to see you, man. Mike Curtis is in the room. Did you already say your hellos?
I kind of said my hellos in the chat, yeah, but we'll go through them. There's a little bit more new people coming in.
All right, you do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Sure. We've got Mike Curtis, Tony's Ponies, 7096 Rab, someone called Randy, Gaz, Mikey Newman. Who else have we got? Frank O, Sean T, and the chat's gone nuts and I can't keep up. EDC's here, Dave W, James Alton. I've probably missed someone. I've 100% missed people.
Marco, Sean, Frank. I got your package yesterday, so thank you very much, Frank. He gave some prizes for the giveaway. I don't have them on the prize wheel yet. That'll have to wait till next week. But yeah, so thank you, Frank. Slippy and I really appreciate that. Also, we have Michael Morgan back after a long absence. So it's good to have him back into the community. So let's welcome him back, everybody. Michael Morgan. And our moderator today, of course, is Randy. So thank you again, Randy. But yeah, we're going to be asking Slippy some questions today. So let's get those prepared. We'll just take them in the chat.
There's one already.
There's one from Tony. We have Slippy, Stockman or Swiss Army knife. If you had to pick one,
Stockman.
What would you pick?
Stockman.
Going with the Stockman.
Stockman. Okay. I love Swiss Army knives. I probably got the most of them, but there's just something about a Stockman that appeals more to me. It appeals more to me. I know there's loads of history of the Swiss Army knife, but there's more variation and things and hand-on materials and blade shapes and stuff, which I think appeals to me more.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we're just going to cover up my face with every question. No one's going to complain about that.
Until we go on to until we get into my question, let's just do this. Look.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense because we don't need the questions until people dry up on what they can ask. Okay, so anyone else? Questions?
There's one from both.
We've got one from Mikey. It's not knife related. But we'll go ahead and ask it since we don't have another question ready. Slippy.
No, it's Wednesday.
No, wait. I've got to ask the question.
Okay.
Slippy, from Mikey Newman. Slippy, do you still dress as a lady on Fridays?
Only Wednesdays.
Okay. Can we see the ponytail? Is it down? No, it's not down. Okay. That's the best you're going to get for the lady look. What else we got?
There's a Mike Curtis one on there.
Here's one. What year did Victorinox introduce the Pioneer A-locks? I honestly don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't know. Is that a question that you're asking as a trivia, or is that one that you don't know?
I was kind of hoping for just joke questions.
Okay. Well, we don't know the answer to that. I know that they were introduced old enough to have a different cover. They had like an older cover with just the Swiss cross, right? You recall seeing those? But I don't know when those came out the first time. All right, here's a question from Robert Gallagher. Do you see either of the large buck Stockmans? Say again?
1957.
Okay, 1957 for the A-locks. So here's your next question: Do you EDC either of the large buck Stockmans, the 371 or the 301?
I carry them both. I like carrying them both. John recently sent me over the Walmart exclusive with the jigged red bone, which brown really, isn't it? Amber maybe.
Yeah,
it's sort of like
Dark.
I like them both. Like the blade steel doesn't bother me. Like I'm not fussed with blade steel whatsoever. I know how to sharpen a knife. Plus there's 3 blades on there, so it's fine. So the answer is yes to that question.
Okay.
I carry them both and I love them both.
I carry them both as well, but probably the 371 a little more frequently, just because I don't want to mess up the blades on the 301. It's kind of an expensive knife for what it is, like $60, for a new one.
Oh, mine gets beaten on.
So, man.
What do we got here? There's one from Dave W. ASK knife.
Would you?
To be honest.
Okay, so to explain to everybody in chat what an ASK is for those.
So it's the American service knife, right?
Right.
So it's the American version of a Swiss Army knife for the military. At the price point they're at, no. They're very expensive for what they get. Even the one with no blade on it is about 200 over here, and I just think that's a bit much for something without even a knife on it. And the value you get with a normal Victorinox, I really don't think is worth it.
Mrs. C says, "Hey, Thrifty and Slippy, I put your live on my story on Instagram. Thank you so much, Mrs. C.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're so sweet. I hope you're feeling better. Or as good as you can possibly
Dave
feel.
W, at the moment, at the price point they are, I don't think so. I have looked at them, but the price just sort of, I'm been priced out of them.
Yeah, they are expensive. Okay, so any other questions? We got to have one. Come on, bring them in here.
Have you had any knives confiscated coming in from other countries? No, I have not. I've been very lucky. I know people that have, but I haven't.
How many times have you traveled over with a knife? 3 times? From where?
So I've traveled to like countries in Europe. I've imported knives as well and not had any issues. So I think I've been pretty lucky.
Okay. Just Europe though.
Right. So the first Victorinox made from Frank O. I don't think it was given a model number. I'm pretty sure it was just the Swiss Army knife. But I can find out for you.
Well, the company started in what, 1884?
Some 1881, I think.
Of course, I'd have to pick the one box that doesn't say it on there.
1891.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it was just called the model and then the year.
Yeah. The 1891.
So they had sort of I need to bring this up before we go any further. Hang on.
Sure.
Where is it?
What's that?
This.
Mrs. C starts chemo tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's a long road. I have some personal experience with the whole chemo thing, and it's just it's rough on your body, and there's going to be things that happen that you have no control over, and so I just wish the best of luck.
Feel awful while it sort of tries to poison it out of you.
Yeah, that's essentially it. You're basically poisoning yourself to rid yourself of the worse problem.
Poison. Yeah. You're poisoning the poison to fix the poison. Does that make sense?
To fix from being poisoned.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So,
but no, we're all praying. We're all praying for you.
And thanks for being here today.
All right, let's go back up and see if I missed any. First Victorinox.
There's another one from Tony's Ponies.
Go on.
He asks, how much money to snip the tail? Snip the tail.
As in, how much will you donate to the chat right now?
Yeah, so like if you got a $50 dono, would you snip the tail? How much would it take?
To be honest, I don't know. Everyone's got a price point, but I've become very attached to it since it's been growing. Since
It's been attached to you mean?
Yeah.
How about $5,000?
Oh, easy. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay. So we can come down a little bit. How about $2,000?
Yeah.
800?
I'd think about it.
Now you're starting to waver a little bit.
Randy
500?
said he'll cut his hair for 50. You haven't got any hair, Randy.
What are you gonna do? Just shave the sides.
Brutal.
1891 Swiss soldier knife. That's what they called it. You're ahead of me here. So what do we have? Okay, we got one from here. It says any recommendations on 91 millimeter scales available in Canada.
Ooh.
Huh. I would say the ones that I've seen like are available on eBay or Etsy. I'm not sure what availability that presents for you in Canada, but I know a lot of eBay sellers will ship to Canada. That would be my first inclination, but maybe Mr. Sack over here knows more than I.
Okay, so whenever I'm buying like additional scales, like John already said, I always go to Etsy because a lot of them offer like worldwide shipping. And that seems to be the best place really where I would go. Like they don't really do it on eBay over here for knife related reasons. But I'm just looking now to see if I can find any, dedicated Canadian businesses that sell them. So there is a place called SwissBiancoCanada.com, and they offer scales. I'll actually put it in the chat for you. You've probably found it, but this is one of the ones I've come up across.
Horsehead Bookings has a question for you as well on the screen. What knife would you use to cut your tail? Do people now? Let me ask you this. This is a better question. Well, not better. It's one that should be asked. It's not better. Sorry, but I know a lot of people use their knives for ways that most people would just use a pair of scissors or something else, like just because we just refuse to use any other tool sometimes.
Yeah.
So, like, do you find yourself doing that a lot? Where you be like, why don't you just get a pair of scissors or something? Somebody says that to you.
Oh, knife. Yeah.
Does that happen a lot with you?
100%.
Okay. I think that's just a knife thing. I think everybody does that. But Randy says, well, go ahead and answer Horsehead's question.
It would have to be, well, I don't know. Hair isn't thick, but it's tough enough to be inconvenient to a blade. So probably it'll just be like a big fixed blade, because you can just saw through it. I don't think a pocket knife's not going to do well with that.
Nah. You need a big old fixed blade. You need a buck 119. Let me lend you to that one.
124, and I'll just put it on.
You got your saber in there. Your granddad's saber.
Oh, yeah. I'll use I've dropped it. I'll use the saber. If I just lay my hair on the desk and then you can whack it with this and see what happens.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Hello, Kathleen. Welcome to the chat. Oh, we got somebody new in here I've never seen. Does anybody knows French? Please help me interpret.
Oh, no.
Hello. I don't understand French, but au revoir. And that's the wrong word. Bonjour. Sorry. I'm an idiot. Okay.
I'm going to see. I want to know what it says, and I want to answer. I'm going to.
Okay.
You bring another one up, and I'm going to search this.
Okay. I'm going to search it. Here we go. Bonjour. Opinel for the tail. That would work. That's a little French knife. Pretty sharp. Oh, no. Mikey doesn't like them, but I don't mind them. They're not that bad. Mike says I volunteer to whack it. All right. Come on, guys. More questions for Slippy. More questions for Slippy. Ask him any knife related question.
Oh, it says, I like knives and I found your channel. Welcome. We also like knives.
Yes, we also like knives very much. Thank you for coming in, Epris. Which knife would you use to spay Thrifty? A peanut, perhaps. God almighty, that's cold, Elon.
What the hell?
I'm trying to think of like what knife I would want someone to use on me in that situation. But I mean, I guess the tool for the job is a spade blade, right? So what knife would you want to use? A trapper, just to make it more insulting.
A cotton sampler.
God, that'd be perfect. So there you have it.
In French.
This is the types of questions we're going to get. All right. Morning, guys. Hope everyone is well, says Dwayne. Thanks for coming in, buddy. The Ghoul Knives rock. All right. All right. So I guess we've dried up. I knew that we would probably have to have a contingency plan. So let's go ahead and go to our preloaded questions here so we can move the show along. Oh, we got another question from Gaz. So here we go. You ready for that? What is your fave 111 millimeter Vic model?
I think it's called the Fieldmaster. I'm not entirely sure the names of these ones. I'm not the best. But it's here somewhere. Well, it was. In one of the 8,000 disco ball drawers.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the next question because I don't want to lose it.
Go on.
Go ahead.
So I think it's the Fieldmaster because it has the Phillips on the back. It has a saw and a main blade. Honestly, I don't know anything about the 111s, but I'm pretty sure it's a Fieldmaster.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with 111s. I don't even have one in my collection yet, but
I wanted to try one out, so this is the one I went for. I didn't like the thumb hole one, so I got the original nail nicks.
Right.
But for a camp knife or just food prep, like if you're on a camp, this thing's great. Nice locking blade on it. Unfortunately, it's not UK legal, but it has a half stop too. So yeah, I would out of all of them, I think as like a starter one to get into them, this is the one I would recommend. Because you get the scale tools and everything still.
Kathleen says, when folks say they use pocket knives for food prep, I always worry if they get gumped up. I understand that. And then why use a pocket knife for food prep except while camping? Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is if you sterilize it, before you ahead of time, if you know you're going to be using it for that. But if you're not, if you're just going to whip it out and use it on your food, that's kind of gross. So, yeah.
If I'm going to use one of my knives, I always make sure.
Don't just use your knife unexpectedly on food. Make sure you are prepared. That's what I would recommend. Or maybe just carry one particular knife for food, right?
So that's pretty much what I do. So when I eat fruit, I pretty much cut it up. So I have a knife that I use for that and then a main carry.
Mm-hmm. Separate them.
Yeah.
Because we carry multiple knives. I do. So you could always just use one for food and one for not.
Dave W says the tail cutting has got to be sack scissors.
Yeah, a larger pair. We could do that. What's the largest pair they make? Is that on one of the 111s? 93s? Okay.
Well,
what is your favorite jigging pattern? I guess that refers to what?
Jig.
Peach seed jig?
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that last week. Yeah, peach seed jig's my favorite jigging. I like how it's not too regimented, if that makes sense. Like I love other like corn cob, but it's too regimented for me. I like the randomness of it.
You like this regiment, like not appeal to you in your normal life either?
I'm a jackass, John. Why would a regiment?
a regimented lifestyle of having to meet me at 10:30 Sundays.
That's not regimented. That's just one thing a week.
Well,
No,
you
I'm
got-
way behind. I've just got to the what knife should I use to space Thrifty. God, I'm way behind.
Yeah, you didn't see that one? I put it on the screen. Where you been? You never answered it, so I just said a trapper of some sort.
Oh no,
What
I
is
did.
your
I said,
favorite?
I said a cotton sampler.
Oh yeah, the cotton sampler. Sorry. What is your favorite case pattern?
Sow belly. Easy. Easy.
Just straight up single blade,
Straight up.
multi blade.
Actually, the 3-blade. I like the multi-blade the most. Single bladed's nice, but I really like the the standard sow belly 3-blade.
Okay. Good question, Mike. All right.
Right, Frank O, largest Stockman I own, 858 OTB, old timer. That's a big boy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
definitely the largest one. What's that like? 4.5
lumberjack.
There's
Yeah,
a
the lumberjack.
huge blade on it.
That's over 3 inches, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not UK legal to carry. I think it's like a 3.5-inch blade. That's cutting as well, not including the tang.
Yeah.
So that's the largest Stockman I own.
Elon's got to run, so thank you for coming in, boy. Appreciate it, Elon. All right, so back to our questions here. Hey, let's go to our first preloaded. What is your favorite sack and celador? Oh, did you have a question on the screen?
That's all right. I can bring it up afterwards. There's a few dotted round in there, but they're between comments, so we can go back.
Okay,
so my favorite sack in celador. I'll give you my top 3. So third would be the climber.
Okay. Climber. All right.
Yeah. The second one would be the new companion. Because I really like the addition of the new tool and them adding the nail file instead of a pen blade. It's probably not a surprise that my favorite one is
the what?
compact.
Say again. You lagged.
So number 2 would be the companion.
All right, your audio cut out there on my end. So what was that again?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So number 3 was the climber. Number 2 was the companion, the new 91mm one, and the number 1, without surprise, is the compact.
The compact. Okay.
It was always.
All right, let's go back to the other question you had there. What was it? Slippy, if you had to collect any one knife brand, what would it be? Would it be for Victorinox?
See, that's a pretty hard question to answer because I don't know. I don't think it would be Victorinox, The way my collection's going at the moment, it would probably be something like Case, because there's a load of stuff that have been made over the years that I've never even seen or heard of. Victorinox are fantastic. I love collecting them, but they are very similar. Whereas you've got Case, the variation between each sort of pattern is vast. So yeah. I would probably say an older brand like that, or old timer, even some of the older British brands. Which sack model would you like brought back from the discontinued models? The Executive. The 74mm Executive, I think, is a great one. They shouldn't have got rid of that.
If you made a trapper with 2 spade blades, would you buy it? Frank asked.
Well, I won't buy it with 1. So, no.
I would. I'd buy it.
No, you wouldn't.
For a giveaway.
No, you wouldn't.
Just a giveaway. I'm very inclusive. I will buy all types models.
So Dave W says, "What made you like Victorinox so much?"
Yeah.
So I've always had some throughout even before I was a massive knife collector. I've always had Victorinox, but for me, it's the fact the availability, the price point, and just the amount of limited editions they do if you want to collect those, but they're very budget friendly to collect, which is what sort of lent me more towards them, and just the variation of tools you can get. What is going on with Texas?
I was answering a question.
Okay.
We've got a new viewer, Pip Goddard. He asked where I was from.
Hello,
what
Pip.
state. So, yeah, I'm from Texas. All right. Angry.
So, yeah.
Angry Tom's Hat Next Door. I just want to make sure I got to say hello to him.
Hello, Angry Tom's Hat Next Door. Great
he's
name.
He's been commenting on the channel quite a bit lately, and I think that's a great name for a channel, by the way. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door. It makes you really think.
So MB asked a sort of a similar question to Mikey in a way. If you're going to collect one knife, mate, so it would be an older sort of brand. Even if it was a UK brand, it would be something that I can go out and hunt and look for the older knives and enjoy like the search for them. So there's a lot of the Victorian Ox. I know they discontinued loads of them, but there's still lots available and they're ready to collect. But for the purpose of the question,
says all parents should give their kids a sack before they hit 10. It's probably
agreed. Even I had one in the very unfriendly UK. I had one when I was younger.
So another one for Mikey. He's filled with questions. Would you like your own Slippy model slip joint? And who would you like to make it?
I have a question for the community on the back of that. What would you call it?
The Ass Jack.
But yes, I know I would really like to have one. I think it'd be great. Even if they just made a one-off just to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Who would I like to make it?
The ponytailed squirrel.
I would like Arthur Wright and Sons to make it. I would think it should be a British knife made by a British company. But yes,
you could make a really chunky one and call it the like a new version of the Tough Pick.
Tough Pick. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you don't like the regular toothpick that much, so we'd have to vary it up a little bit.
It's the smaller ones are too dainty, and the bigger ones are too big. There's no in the middle. I think they're done.
Dave W says Victorinox should bring out a knife with a saw, a reamer, and Warncliffe, the ultimate whittler.
That would be cool.
Yeah, they should go back to having at least one knife with a little Warncliffe on it. I think they used to make the smaller version. Remember?
Yeah.
They used to have like the printed, like the ones that they would make for businesses that had the printed scales.
Yeah.
Have a little Warncliffe on the little SD version of that, or not SD, I guess, but the original classic. They called it something else or not? I don't remember if they did or not.
No, I think it was just called a classic. All right, let's see what else we got going on. I think I'm way behind on comments.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next one while we're waiting. What's your opinion on UK knife laws?
I agree in a way. Like, I know that's going to be quite controversial, but I agree why they've done it. It is to deter youths carrying knife crime. But the way they've gone about it is very unfriendly to people that, like myself, that just want to collect. So I understand the reasoning behind it, but the way they went about it, I feel, was wrong. And just banning everything, pretty much.
Yeah, they just kind of took it too far, didn't they? I don't know. And it seems like the rule, like anything, when you make a law, you got to make it easily interpretable, and there's like some gray area there.
It's not easily interpretable at all.
And it's not like if you ship something there that, like the people in charge of customs and so forth, they're going to look at that and go, oh, their interpretation of the law, this and that. And then you got somebody carrying something and copper stops them and they get the measuring tape out and like, where do you measure? And seems like a really big
to be
fuss
honest,
over nothing.
I think they should do it the same way as you have like a gun license. And you should be either given or be able to have like a yearly membership to legally carry and collect these things without having to worry.
Should be allowed over 3-inch, no criminal record, and over 25. Yeah. Once you become old enough and old and slow, it's not like you can go run people down with it, right?
Yeah.
So MB's got
we've missed your
MB's
comments,
got some choice.
Sorry.
The biggest issue is ban on locking knives. Normal carry. Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I've got a lot. Well, I've not got a lot of locking knives. I got rid of most, but I've got a few that I would love to carry just without having to worry about it.
Like, so you need to move to the new Birmingham in Alabama.
Oh, in Bama.
Move to Alabama. We just do what we want to. That's right.
Sounds pretty much like heaven, to be honest. But would I get shot?
This is for old blankers like me. I should be able to carry any knife. That's right. Because I guarantee you I can outrun Mike, and he's not catching me. So he's not going to hurt me with his knife.
Yeah, if we've missed your comments in the chat box, I'm sorry. It's going off and it's hard to keep up.
This is probably
right. So this is you two need to meet up now and have a live stream of a race.
What's
do
that?
a 100-meter sprint between you and Mike.
Oh, you and me? Oh, you'll beat me. You'll beat me. Yeah, these old legs don't work much anymore. You'll destroy me. Fixed blades are dangerous. I think he's being facetious.
So, Dave W. actually had a good comment about the live floor. I'll bring it up here. And he says,
oh, okay. There's the question that everybody wants to know. Should Slippy move to Texas?
Well, let me tell you about Texas.
Well, what are you waiting for?
But if I move to Texas, you're there.
That's hurtful, sir. That's hurtful. Did you see this? I'm in Arizona, and they took my classic SD from this old lady going to a local swim meet.
Are you going to kill her with an SD? The blade will probably bend on the contact with skin. They wouldn't even do anything.
We're sorry, Kathleen.
Kathleen, I think you may have had like a rare one they just wanted, is what it seems like. Oh no, you can't take that in. I'll have to take that off you.
They said, Gaz says, that's just theft. It is. That's ridiculous.
So I'm just going to bring up Gaz's, Dave W's comments. I thought that was quite a good one. So UK knife law, if an individual isn't of a violent demeanor, the cops aren't going to stop you. Yeah, I agree. They're not going to, but I don't want to. There's always that one that just wants to.
But see, here's the problem. He's got a ponytail. That looks violent. He's going to get stopped no matter where he goes.
I'm wearing all black.
All black, long hair. He's not.
Look at Randy's latest comment.
Well groomed, like some individuals.
Randy, was it you?
Was it? Yeah, after you'd handed her to the SD, then you made her give it back. I took my mom. See, jeez Louise, man. I knew it was something stupid.
Should Slippy move to Flagstaff? No, because I'll be murdered.
Yeah, and see, Dave agrees with that ponytail. You can't get away with just anything.
So, Angry Tom's hat next door. Are you in the UK or are you in the US?
Why are GC knives so hard to get? Huh. I don't know if we can answer that question. They're just, well, I can. They're called flippers. And I don't mean the knives. I mean the people that buy them. They just want to, sell them again on the secondary market for money.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. Don't get why people do it.
The question for Randy was it your mom? Yeah, it was. Johnny Cash carried a 110. He likes to wear black. You have that in common.
Let me tell you about Johnny Cash.
You like carrying a 112, though, don't you?
I do. I think the 112 is better than the 110.
Saying that enrolled North Wales tend not to abide the law. Well,
But no one does up there.
yeah, I mean,
We know what you're about, Pip. Criminal. Slippy, do you own a Leatherman? I do. I have a Leatherman PST. It's the UK legal one with the sort of like a slip joint blade, kind of.
right.
I actually use it quite a lot. I think it's great. Mainly for the pliers on it, because the ones on Victorinox knives are good, but the Leatherman ones, they're a lot bigger and a lot sturdier. I think they're better for that.
All right. Slippy, you own an Leatherman. Okay, we got that one. So, what is your favorite jackknife?
Shat Morg Queen Made. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
This is the Shat Morg. I think it says 1 of 600 on there. Yeah, and it's in this like amber style bone with the keystone shield.
Mm-hmm.
But it's immaculate.
Coke bottle pattern.
Yeah. So and it was got on the front there. You've got Shat Morgan Titusville, which is never going to show. And on the back, it does say Queen Cutlery Company, but again, it's never going to show on this camera. But that's my favorite one. The only it's the 100% a safe queen. This right, I will never use it to cut anything. But looking at the geometry behind the blade, it looks like it's the thickest thing I've ever seen behind the edge.
All right. So Jacko asked that question.
Jack O, oh yeah.
Jacko, yeah. All right, next one we got is Swags Fun Bags asks, what is your favorite Rosecraft knife?
The Beaver Creek Barlow.
Beaver Creek Barlow?
Okay. Beaver Creek Barlow is my favorite.
You have an example of that one?
I do. I haven't got my hands on the Lusahatchee Jack yet, but I have had everything else, and that's the one I've enjoyed the most so far. So, with the sort of sheep's foot, ram's foot-esque.
That's a beautiful knife.
Yeah, I really like this thing. It's great working knife as well. It's with that D2 steel. Only downside is I wish they'd stamped the bolster instead of etched, but we can't all have everything.
I'll take it.
But the fit and finish on it's great. The walk and talk's excellent. You can pinch it open. It's got a decent pull. Strong enough, you're not going to worry about it closing on you. And just a great blade on it too. So if you can get your chance to pick one of these up in the UK, I definitely would recommend it. Great knife.
He reminds everyone to hit that like button. We got more people in here than the likes. So
yeah, let me tell you about
smash it. All right. So next we've got Kermit the F asks, what is your favorite knife that TK owns?
Okay, so again, this is very hard to answer, but I think it's the Elk 112. I really like that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
The custom one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Either that or the 6.5 Bone Stag Sowelly. Both are excellent.
Those are top knives.
They're top tier knives.
All right. Well, thank you very much for saying so. Next, we have Mikey Oldman asks, why do you do
Mikey Boldman? That'd have been much better.
Mikey Boldman. Yeah, I think I just misprinted it there. Why do you dislike modern knives?
So it's not the total dislike. The reason I don't like a lot of them is because even if they're a different brand, they're very similar. It seems to be whenever a company brings something out, like when Benchmade did the Axis lock, it was on everything afterwards. When flipper tabs were a thing, they were on everything. And it was sort of, I'm not saying everyone's copying each other, but they're very similar. And you know what you're going to get with a traditional knife, that they've got their set patterns. Yes, they're the same, but they're the same for a reason. It just seems weird with modern knives having loads that look identical. So yeah, not a huge fan. I do like a few modern knives, but when I first started collecting, I had a lot of modern knives, and it's dwindled down to maybe like 10 now.
All right. Next question. What's your goat? Both that you own and what you want.
See, I don't really know, to be honest. It depends on which day of the week you ask me. But I would really like.
Today is Sunday, so
okay.
What do you?
Okay.
What
Well,
would
I
you
would
say
really
for
like a Roberson, like after the video we did a few weeks ago when we were talking about those.
So you're on to Robinson now, thanks to me, and now you're going to buy up all the good ones.
I would really like a Roberson, but the chances of that happening is going to be nil point.
Can't reveal anything I want.
To be honest, one of the greatest all times I would like would be an original Swiss Army knife, like a proper, not like a remake, like a proper original.
Okay.
I think that would be a good one.
Maybe for your birthday. Got
to spare $500.
Mo Lester asks, "What is your favorite Rough Rider?"
I think the Coke bottle. I'd like it that much. The Appaloosa Coke bottle.
Oh, the new one.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's my favorite at the moment. Can I find it?
You're off the sow belly now.
No, I love the sow belly. I just for the moment, the Coke bottle's my favorite. I think it's just to do with the quality that it was made, and like the pull's great on it. The blade edge has been done really well. The bone's fantastic. Fit and finish is great. They just really sort of stepped it up with this series, and this is one reason why I love it so much. But yeah, I think this is my favorite at the moment. But again, if you ask me tomorrow, it might change.
Okay. Jeffrey Jepstein asks, "What is the best case pattern?" I think this was kind of already asked. What did your answer was? What, sow belly, 3-blade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100% the sow belly.
So there you go, Jeffrey. There's your answer.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Phil McCracken, what is your favorite knife brand? This was asked. Kind of, was it? Huh?
My favorite brand is. It depends what for, really. Victorinox. I'm a big fan. For knives, Victorinox. For collecting, though, Oldtimer, Case, Arthur Wright and Sons. It's hard to pin down one. It's too difficult. Far too difficult to pin down one.
Angry Tom asked a question that we kind of already addressed, so we'll just go over it again real quick. You want to take that?
Sure. Etsy, short answer. I always buy mine from Etsy here in the UK. They always have a good selection, but they don't just do the normal cellar door versions. Like I've got my Carter ones for my compact off of Etsy. I'll show you an example of it. So there's the my Carter ones they do, and you have this little shield sort of filled in there.
Yeah, a lot of good custom stuff on that. See, leather slips, everything, not just snack stuff.
Yeah.
Got a question here. It says, "Is I thought you liked to rub off cinnamon bone." Yeah, the Rough Rider ones, 100%.
I do like the cinnamon bones, 100%. Love them.
Right.
But that new Appaloosa series takes it.
Okay. Mrs. C, good to see you. Glad you came in. Have a good day. Okay, next question. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. Ben Dover asks, "What is your favorite knife lock type?" Sorry.
Knife.
Knock life.
Tell me about your favorite knock life.
Knife lock type.
Backlock. I just think for the sturdiness of it and the rigidity when you're using the knife. So basically a 112.
112. Yeah. All right.
Like the original backlock is top tier.
There you go, Ben. Your question is answered. Norma Stitz ask, "What pattern do you wish you had more of?
You having a problem reading out people's names, John?
No, that's just normal name, old Norma, or E, whatever her name is.
Norma.
E Norma.
Barlow is. I wish I had way more of them. I love the Barlow. I've not picked up enough. I do have a couple more on the way though, thanks to Mikey Newman. Got a couple of old Remingtons on the way, which should be pretty cool. But yeah, definitely the Barlow is one I'd like to collect more of.
I mean, you don't have enough Stockman.
Well, no, I don't. Okay, so
never
I
have enough.
I want more of everything.
All right.
Hey, Phoenix, welcome.
So Old Bone says, I had a slip joint since Knickers. Then my son got me into modern knives that I went overboard on, but now back to slip joints and growing. So that's kind of a natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah. So for me, I had Swiss Army knives when I was younger. So that's the slip joint. Started watching stuff on YouTube and went towards modern stuff, and then I'm back on traditional. So very sort of similar growth and evolution, really.
M. Jackson asks, what is your least favorite knife in your collection?
My least favorite. Is it even here for me to find? I don't think it is. Is it here? So no, it's not. But no, it's not. It's in the case in the cupboard. But it is the boxcar whittler that Rough Rider did for the Tortoiseshell series. You know what I mean? Equal end.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I don't. The main blade stock is about an inch thick. Really didn't like it.
All right. We had a question from Angry Tom, and he says, what is a good starter knife to get my girlfriend into the hobby? I would say, you want my opinion, just give her a small Victorinox start with.
Right. Victorinox Sportsman. It has a nail file and everything you can want on it, plus a larger blade than an SD. Get the Sportsman. Everything you could possibly want, plus a nail file, because girls like filing their nails for some reason.
How come yours has the old style nail file?
But this is an old style one. This is an old Sportsman I picked up and just put new scales on it because they were damaged. It has the cap lifter with no half stop.
Get yourself a newer one. It's got the better nail file on it.
Yeah, the newer nail file is much better, I will admit that. But the Sportsman is great. I would recommend the Sportsman. L Phoenix, Buck 110, good first knife.
Yeah, it's for a guy, definitely. Why not? All right. 22 pounds for the Sportsman on Amazon, Gaz says. There you go. Pretty cheap. All right. So next question, sir. Dennis Rader asks, what is your favorite modern knife?
So I put 2 on this slide because I like both of those a lot. And just thought it'd be easier if you can see like a picture of them. But I will get them both out for you to have a look at. But they are the 2 that I like the most at the moment. It does vary. So on the right-hand side, you've got the Boker Tech Tool 1 in the shredded carbon fiber. This gets quite a lot of pocket time and use. Quite a good work knife. It has 12C27 steel. I took the pocket clip off, obviously. Do's pocket clips are horrendous and awful. But really good work knife. I see this as sort of like a modern sodbuster, especially with that blade. And this is a Heine exclusive with the H. No half stop on this, but that's just a great knife.
Interrupt for a minute there. Pip asks, I've got to shoot. Do you lads do this often? Yeah, we do it every 10:30 a.m. Central Time on Sunday and 4:30 p.m. UK time Sunday. So make sure you check us out each week. Good to have you in here, Pip.
But yeah, the Tech Tool one is one I like, and one I picked up recently actually is the Heine Haynes Spyderco Urban. I've had the UK PK. I just think it's too big. The Urban for me is sort of the perfect size, really. really comfortable grip, nice grippy G10 scales, and it has S90V steel on it, so it's way more steel than I'll ever need. So I'll probably never end up sharpening it. But yeah, they're my two favorite modern knives at the moment. Oh, it's Bucky's. Let me tell you about Bucky's.
Ennis, Texas. Not to be confused with the same word that starts with the P.
Oh, Pennis, Texas.
Pennis. Yeah, Pennis, Texas. Okay, so next question. Theodore Bundy asks, what is the oldest knife in your collection?
Okay, so folding knife is a Remington jackknife, which is from, I think I dated it to the 1930s. It's part of their sort of Christmas tree series. It's got this like glittery, Christmassy color. It's still in really good condition. So you've got the carbon springs on the back there with brass liners. Has a little pen blade, which has been very used.
That's
And
bigger than a little. I'd say that's big pen blade.
And a real nice clip point there that's also been used quite well. But obviously, being this old, it's a USA made Remington. They've got the tang stamp there, which I'll never show. And for anyone that's interested, it's model number R1075. But that's my oldest pocket knife. The bayonet I showed earlier on is from 1874. So that's my oldest knife.
There you go. Another question. Frank has a comment that says there's a lot of beavers in Texas. There's a lot of beavers all throughout the U.S.
I mean, there's 6'1" in John's yard.
Not anymore. He's been removed. What's the knife you've owned the longest? Dave asks.
The longest.
And apparently our moderator feels it necessary to give the link to Come and Go, a gas station here in the United States. The next pump is on us. So we are now sponsored by Come and Go. So
nice.
Congratulations, Randy.
So I can't tell you the knife I've had. No, I can. No, I 100% can tell you the knife I've had the longest. Where is it? So the knife I've had the longest was a gift I was bought for my 20th birthday. It's Victorinox Climber in the Silvertech scales. So I've had this good 12, 13 years. I don't have my original one from when I was a child. I don't know what happened to that. It sort of just got lost. But yeah, this is the one I've had the longest. This is like 12, 13 years old. And you can see it's had a lot of use. The scales are cracked on it. It's been used and abused. All the tools have been used. It's all rubbed down and it's been abused. So it had a good 8 years of carry pretty much solo before I started buying anything else.
Right. That was a gift from your dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Peter File asks, if you could only carry one knife, what would it be?
So probably a Stockman, I would say.
Thanks for coming in, Angry.
Something like an 80T, like just like a large style Stockman. Even a case sow belly would be great. But I think really what makes more sense to me if I could only carry one thing, sort of something that does it all, it would probably be the Farmer X from Victorinox. This is, you're pretty much set for every scenario. You've got a blade, you've got a main blade on there, nice big main blade. You have scissors on there too, a saw, really great pair of scissors. You have that opening layer, which of course is the cap lifter. And then as well, you have that punch on the back. And it being a 4-layer design, it's actually not too thick. It's pretty reasonable to carry. Not stupidly thick like some of the larger Celador ones can get. But I think for an everyday knife, if you want something to do everything, if you're out exploring, just your day-to-day, I think this is probably the way to go for me. So the Farmer X.
Okay. AS Muncher asks, what is your favorite handle material?
For looks, I would say jigged bone. For like durability, saw cut Delrin. I really like old timer saw cut Delrin. I don't know what I know. It's just plastic that someone's put lines on, but I really like it.
Well, that's kind of basic. It's kind of a surprise. We just talked about handle materials last week, and that wasn't your favorite, so it's switched already.
No, I still like the peach seed jig is my favorite handle material.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I really like the saw cut Delrin.
Gaz asks, Slippy, what will your next knife purchase be?
That would be telling.
Well, you can answer Gaz without answering fully.
To be honest, I don't know. I'm on the hunt for
something old.
Yes.
Something old.
Okay. I don't have anything particular in mind, so I can't be like, oh, it's this Victorinox. I don't have anything in mind. I'm just hunting for older knives, and whatever takes my fancy, I'll go for it.
Mural asks, what knife would you replace right away if lost or stolen?
If someone stole the custom I had made for me and John, I would have that replaced immediately, which was the Arthur Wright and Sons, sort of like jackknife / Barlow in this wood, with like a 10,000 pull on it, spear point blade, custom by Ashley Harrison at Arthur Wright and Sons. Easy open on there as well. Wood's never going to show in this light properly, but there's loads of depth to it. It's a great piece. Definitely something like that. I know I can replace a lot of my Victorinox knives without any issue at all. A lot of them are still very readily available. So yeah, that's probably definitely the one for me, that one.
Frank says, I do like that peach jigged bone as well. Just love a bone handle knife. So
yeah, peach seed jig, it looks attractive and it provides like really good grip as well. It does both things.
Yeah, Sigoglin says that's a beautiful knife. It is. Gonna have to get mine repaired.
Let me tell you about repairs.
Gaz says you just got to have a switch champ. I've got one of those. They're nice.
I've got one too. They're nice, perfect. But they're 100% on your belt or in a backpack carry.
Yeah, they're backpack
pocket.
Backpack knife. Dave says everyone loves a boner. All right. We're not above that. We're not above that.
We are not.
Seymour Butts ask exactly why right there. What is your favorite blade shape? Is that how you spell Seymour in the UK?
That's how I spell it.
Okay.
I think the spear point, mainly because of the one Victorinox uses, is excellent. It's a very good all-rounder blade. If I had to pick something else, I would probably say a sheep's foot blade. They're my two sort of favorites.
Okay. I like that. I'll go with that. Enormous Cox. Huh. I don't know her. What is your favorite knife purchase on 2024 so far?
Okay, so
that's definitely British wording there. On 2024? We just say in. We say in.
Ignore me.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was the first knife I actually purchased this year.
What have you come up with this image? Just random.
It's 2024 image 1. So this was the first thing I purchased this year. It came up on Etsy. It's a Case Humpback Stockman. This is my favorite thing I've bought this year. As I've never seen one for sale over here before. And what's quite unique about it that I've not seen.
Jealous.
It's got a spear point blade with swedging on it too.
Jealous. Very, very jealous.
But yeah, I'd never seen one of these before. 2 springs. Really nice humpback design.
Let me tell you about jealous.
Let me tell you about jealousy. And the spade blade on it has a cutout in the handle as well for the nail nick. But yeah, this is my favorite knife I've bought this year.
I love it. 100%.
It was one of those, as soon as you see it, buy immediately. There was no like,
I'm gonna get there. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Of how quickly I can press the buy button.
Yeah, I gotta get another one, or get one. Michael Torres asks, I'm not familiar with that name. What is better, Pioneer X or Compact? So you're gonna have to narrow it down now, huh?
Okay, so Pioneer X is excellent, but for pure functionality, because you get the pen and the scale tools on the Compact, I would go with Compact. Because, with that, you have a pen, you've got the tweezers and the tough pick to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the combo tool as well, which is really good on the Compact. I would say the Compact it just beats it. If you want something a bit more harder use, Pioneer X is definitely the way to go, but Compact is still my number one. Gaz FM has summed it up perfectly just there.
Pioneer for outdoor, Compact for urban. There you have it.
Agree with that.
And look who we have in the chat.
Dad, I'm not talking to you until you buy the 24 Pioneer X. So you can go.
And Slippy wins today's prize for the only correct answer. So yeah, he agrees with you on that one.
Well, I'm not talking to him until he buys the new 2024.
Oh, you guys are still arguing about the Terra Brown.
Yeah, I think it's excellent, and he does not.
Hey, look, it's only 1 year, and then you'll have another choice next year. So how important really is the color?
It's very important that he buys it, or we're not friends anymore.
What's the saying? How's the saying go?
Buy it.
Just buy it. Just buy it.
Always buy.
Just buy it. It's not going to hurt you, buddy. You'll regret it after you skipped a year, right? And then next year you buy another one.
Collection.
Right. Incomplete. Well, that could be a while, he says. All right. Well, all right. You got all year. Got all year. So we have A. Hitler asking, what's the best part about running a YouTube knife channel?
Having somewhere to express my hobby about knives, really, because before that I didn't really have any way to express it and what I like about them. It was sort of just, I would buy them for myself and just, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. And then I would just sort of keep it to myself. But having the channel so I can sort of share it with everyone and be like, I like this because of this reason. Mm-hmm. I've met some really good people. I've met some total jackasses. But yeah, the being able to share my hobby with people is the best.
I think you mean this guy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that our last question?
That's the last one.
That's it. Yeah. But we're still waiting for Judd's question. You have to ask one question.
Judd, have you got a question for me?
Questions for Slippy. Yeah, so the best part of me is all the jackasses you get to meet.
Pretty much summed it up there.
100%.
Nailed it.
That's it. Yeah, I agree. Getting to meet people's fun. And I think being able to go and meet them in person, like at a knife show or something, that would be even better.
Mm-hmm.
So no promises. Maybe that'll happen in February. I'm not up to snuff for standing on my feet yet, but I'm going to try to make that happen at some point in the future. So yeah, what is this? Are you talking to me now? Me now? Yeah, we're always talking to you. We hear all the jibbing and jabbing and the gum flapping and the patty thing. We don't always pay attention, but on some of the playbacks, I get like feedback from other people. Hey, Judd's talking crap about you. It's like, well, that's normal.
Yes.
Does the frid light
really
goes go off when you close the door?
I've checked. It does.
Yeah, you can test that. Just like, where the little switch is, where the door would hit it.
If you close it very slowly, you can see the light go off.
Oh, you do it slow. Okay. And here's the question. What is the best, most surprising, interesting knife fact that you've learnt since getting started?
It was when we were doing the history of case, and we were going through the different names that they had for sow belly that we didn't know. I can't even remember it now. I've forgotten it. But going through the different patterns and researching different patterns is the best.
The hump C, was it?
That was it. The hump C.
The hump C.
The hump C. That's it. Yeah. Learning the old names for the patterns and things like that is the most interesting. Also, identify knives by tang stamps, which I had no idea was a thing before I started collecting knives.
I mean, imagine that you would like a knife called a hump.
Yeah, a hump knife. Let me tell you about hump knives.
So, yeah. If my
default,
we know, 100%. Now that's a great answer. Yep, the hump knife.
Let me tell you about hump knives.
All right, so we ready to do that thing we call the gall?
Let's do the
golly. Y'all ready for a gall?
Let's do the gall.
All right, let everybody know if you're in the UK. Type in UK if you're in the UK in the chat, so we know that you're in the UK, and then all the US people can proxy for you. But we're going to write down a number first, and then we'll tell you the range. So don't bother guessing right now. That would be really stupid. We got a comment from BD I wanted to put up here. So I think the history is the best part of knife collecting. It is for a lot of people. Yeah, I enjoy it. I don't know if it's the best part, but it's definitely one aspect of it that I really enjoy. I think maybe the best part is when you're getting a package in the mail and you get that rush.
Yeah. Oh my God, my knife's here. Yeah.
My knife's here. My knife's here. My knife's here.
What about that feeling when your knife's in the mail and it gets lost? What about that feeling?
That's not good. That's just recently happened. You're on a nerve. Okay. So you got your number written down?
I haven't written a number down yet.
Okay. So, we'll wait on that.
Dave W's in the UK, but he's saying not to proxy for him. We've got Sean T is UK. Mikey the Jackass Newman is UK. 7096 Rab is UK. Gaz FM is UK. That looks like it for the UK guys this week. I don't know if MB's still in here. Don't know. Randy, a $50 knife I paid for. Okay, I have written down a number.
All right, throw up the rules, Randy. What's your range?
My range is 100 to 200.
All right, throw up start, please, Randy. 100 to 200 is his range. We'll have to do a balancing act today, so it doesn't stick very good.
Let me tell you about balancing.
You got your wheel ready.
No, that would be prepared, wouldn't it, if I had the wheel ready? Yeah, it looks pretty ready to me.
Okay. So how's this week been going, man? Been a rough.
It's been long. I've had a lot of days in the office, like a lot of days. And it's just dragged on and on. But yeah, you've had issues with your heat.
Yeah, the heat went out because the breaker went bad. And so that was kind of hard to diagnose. So we had to have a new breaker put in. So that's, expensive. Those things are expensive. Cost as much as a really nice knife. Could almost gotten a Jack Wolf for that.
Yeah,
So
it
that
sucks, doesn't
irritated
it?
me. Yes, it does.
All right, Randy, chuck up a stop.
Okay, so our range was 100 to 200, correct? What was your number, sir? Let's see it.
It is 179.
179. Okay. So we will look for a 179 or something close.
So
Anybody
Rab right off
want-
the start at a 176.
That's pretty close. 177 for Kathleen, but she did it
Or
for Sean.
Kathleen for Sean.
177, yeah.
It looks like the 176 for, yeah,
177.
177 for Sean.
That's it. So good job, Kathleen. So Sean wins again. That's awesome. He's the man. Sean might win his own knife back. Let's see it. Congratulations,
Awesome
Mr.
stuff.
Sean.
Are you ready for
All right, so how many spins are we doing? We doing 2 today?
Are you ready for your 2 spins?
2 spins. Okay. Let's do it.
2 today.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
We are spinning.
Trolley. Did you get trilled? You sure did. You went over 3 inches. Oh, there went my thing. I knew that was going to happen.
Sorry, Sean. That's spin 1 has been taken away by the nanny state.
Damn coppers.
Spin number 2.
Congrats, Sean. Everybody's congratulated you. Ah, the Spartan. Very nice. Is that
You
the
win
one he's donated?
The Spartan.
No, he didn't donate that.
No, he donated a Super Tinker.
Okay. So you got something different.
Awesome. So there'll be a Spartan on its way to you, sir.
Fantastic. All right. You want to throw up the U.S. rules, Randy? Congratulations, Sean. You want to remove that? I can before I start mine.
Just to avoid any unwanted lag.
The lagish. Unwanted for sure.
Okay, so what is your range?
My range is 800 to 900. 800 to 900. Go ahead and throw up a start, Randy. 800 to 900. Man, this thing wants to fall. Oh my good. Stop falling. Idiot. There's just a bit of a draft in here, enough to knock it off.
Let me tell you about knocking it off.
So if you did 2, I'll do 2 as well. I still need to get those prizes added from Frank. I'll make sure to do that next week, before next week's drawing. All right, I'll give you another 20 seconds, guys. We're trying to speed up these drawings. So we're giving you a little less time, but all right, about 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, throw up a stop, Randy. All right. And my number, you want to bring me up? 809, sirs.
809. So we had An 805 for splitting slices. 807 for Frank O from Rab.
Okay.
That's the one. 807.
807. Okay.
So Frank O.
Frank, our great donator, has now won a prize. Or maybe two. Maybe two. All right, let me go over to the wheel. It's centered, correct? All right, here we go,
Yes.
Frank. Spin number 1. And what have we won or lost? Okay, Imperial Sawbuster Jr. That's number 20. Put that down. I'll hide the choice. All right, spin number 2. That was the junior, right? Yeah, that was the junior.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And prize number 2. What do we have here? Oh, the Roper Tumbleweed. Nice. From Jersey Nice Guy. So thank you, Jersey Knife Guy, for donating the prize. So you have won 2 great little knives there. 2 different sodbusters. Pretty cool, Frank.
Yeah, that lockback tumbleweed looks great.
Yeah, got a lockback and a regular soddy from Imperial. So cool knives there. And I'll get that sent out. As long as Monday's not a holiday, I'll get that sent out Monday. So there you go. Congratulations, Frank. Awesome giveaway. We did that really well. It was a lot smoother than normal. It went a lot more smoothly.
No messing about. Went nice and smooth.
No.
Enjoyed the questions from everyone, especially the odd jackassy questions that were chucked in there. But congratulations, Frank. You got 2 great knives.
Just want to make sure I get that removed. Yeah. Okay. We're good. Okay. So go ahead and get those email addresses up there, Randy, if you would, please.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there. Hang on.
There it is. Rhonda. Did you find it? Yep. I don't want to hit it while you're hitting it. Okay.
I've done it. It's up.
Okay. Cool. So if you'll just email me, Frank, I'm pretty sure I already have your address, but just to verify that I've got it correct.
Yeah, I think I may have Sean's. I don't think I need to ask for that.
But yeah, I think I'm about 95% sure I've got Frank's already because he just recently sent something with his address on it. But cool. But we appreciate you guys coming in today. We had a pretty good turnout. A lot of new names I'm seeing, like Leafy Wiggy, guys that I haven't seen a whole lot of, like Dr. Drew Dude. So shout out to you guys. Spit and Splices. Good to see you in here, Byron. James, awesome. Our winner last week. So he's back for more. Got Angelo in here. Decaf Cupo. Cheeto. Oh, Cheeto. Okay. How you doing, Cheeto? I always have to verify. always have to interpret the name again, right? But yeah, awesome. What else we got? Who else we have in here? EDC. Fantastic. Thanks for coming in. Dwayne Letterman. Gaz. Sean T, of course. 7096 Rab. Kathleen, appreciate you coming in. Horsehead Bookends. If I missed anybody, Marco. Baxter's Blades. Andrew, thank you for coming. Michael Morgan, good to see you back. Obviously, we just missed you. I haven't seen you for quite a while. BD, thank you for coming in. James Stork.
Dave W. Twang Thang's been lurking.
Twang Thang, okay. Hey, Twang, good to have you in here. I'm kind of going backwards, so I won't be able to see the new comments coming up. Let's see what else we got. Who else did I say? Randy, thank you for moderating. Trying to see everybody who's come in. And I think that's pretty much everybody in the last, it's commented in the last 15 minutes or so. And of course, we Judd. Thank you for coming in. And you need to get your little partner in here. He never comes anymore. Watch City Knives. Didn't mention him. Addicted to Blades too. So Big E's Knives. Good to see him in here. So thank you, everybody. If I miss you, I apologize. Just tried to go back through the chat as much as I could to see the more recent comments, but we had a good turnout. Any final thoughts, Mr. Slippy Sawyer?
Nothing from me. Just appreciate everyone coming by, asking me really dumb questions or really good questions as well. It's nice to see where people's heads are at when they're asking questions.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I always like give the opportunity for people to kind of, you know, they don't get a chance to ask you something directly and to get to know you better a little bit. Yeah, speak to the old one, please. Yes, the bearded one. He really needs to pay a visit. I always try to catch you guys each week. I know I get busy at that time, but I do try to at least get in there and say hello. But we're going to have a show next week. No scheduling conflicts.
Nope, I'll be here.
And we avoided disaster today because there's a potential that we wouldn't have had. I wouldn't have had power, but we avoided that. Thank goodness. It wasn't as serious as the problem as I had thought. So we were able to avoid that disaster. But yeah, next week we'll be on and another giveaway, I assume. And I want to thank Frank again for his donations this week. And anybody else wants to donate, we're always welcome to take in donations. Still working on the Gung Ho Nice Show episode. That's going to be a real fun one whenever I get that finally finished. But
yeah,
didn't get to sack Saturday yesterday because of all the stuff that happened this week. This has been a crazy week. So I'll do a better job next week. But
to be honest, John, it's unacceptable to miss your.
I know, right? It's really hard to navigate all the landmines that had happened this week. But hopefully better next week would be better. This was not a good week. But that's probably going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys coming for the Slippy and Thrifty show. I am Thrifty, and that over there, Slippy. I always do it backwards, is Slippy. Until next week, guys. Thank you for coming.
See you later.
Take care.